What's good, everyone? Welcome to another video, and in today's topic we're going to be talking about the Splinter Cell remake. Apparently Ubisoft Games looking to rework the 2002 franchise, and they're looking for someone who can target more of a modern day audience. Let's get into it. Now, when they say modern day audience, what do you guys think? For me, that is, I can only think on the top of my head is when I turn on the TV, and I don't have a TV. It's been a long time since. I think it's a thing of the past, but it's cool to have. But when I turn it on, this is what when I turn it on, this is what I see. It's more or less religious, it's sexually open, more diverse, there is censorship, it's political, and it's very biased opinions. Not much of people that talks on the show, or television shows that's really unbiased and playing on the even playground. Especially if you watch the news, oh my god, you guys are going to be just like, it just possesses you to be one side and just be angry at the other instead of just understanding both sides. So I in the top of my head, I'm like, why are you reworking a beautiful game? It was 20 years ago. I own one. Don't ask me, if I remember, because I can't remember shit that happened last week. But to tell me 20 years ago, you just killing me. Now, the game, when it first came out, 2002, it was one of the top contenders for Game of the Year. I know Grand Theft Auto Vice City got it. They got the dub. I tried to play it. I had to go back to my cousin's house. I couldn't afford a PlayStation. It was just like months later that I got an Xbox, and apparently I had Splinter Cell in my arsenal. So, but that's how I was able to play Splinter Cell. I just remember Sam Fisher. That's all I know in the strategic movements. Now, if you're going to rework a game, it should be really simple, to be honest. The only thing you should be doing is updating the game. Why do the whole storyline? You change, like, you messing with art here. It's like basically changing the picture of Mona Lisa's face. Though I have to give respect to Final Fantasy. They had on point when it comes to remaking the game. And Ubisoft need to go contact Square Enix and just try to try to get the Pandora box open, basically. Because the only thing you should be worrying about is the graphics, the combat movements, and the speech dialects. Add more speech dialects, please, because back in those days you had to read a lot, and I'm more of a listener than a reader. If you give me a book, I'm like, forget about it. But if you give me an audible, I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go, because I can knock this out in 4 hours instead of reading a damn big ass book. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read some of this posting with Polygon. This is presented by Polygon. The link is in the description. You guys can read it as well. And they said by the following: using the first Splinter Cell game as our foundation, we are rewriting and updating the story for a modern day audience, the posting reads. We want to keep the spirit and themes of the original game while exploring our characters and the world to make them more authentic and believable. Don't really understand what they mean by that, because I'm pretty much sure the 2002 game series, the first game, was pretty much believable and authentic in its own way. Why making it to the time? Why making it relate more to us? It's something else. But anyway, the original 2002 Tom Clancy Splinter Cell game is a classic stealth game with the kind of densely plotted espionage storyline long associated with the Clancy brand. NSA agent Sam Fisher, can't forget Sam Fisher, is sent to Georgia to investigate the disappearance of 2 CIA agents and gradually unravels a plot encompassing genocide in Abrazan. I might have chopped that name, I might have said it right, I don't know, you guys let me know. And a cyber attack on the United States. Okay, so we all know this is his story. Okay, the game's themes aren't exactly dated. It is explicitly set in 2004, and much of the technological and geopolitical context for such a story will have changed a lot in the last 20 years. It's also fair to say the Clancy hawkish interventionalist attitude on the foreign policy is a lot less palatable and fashionable. And now that it is in 2002, Ubisoft new scriptwriter and remake creative teams will have a tricky line to tread as they rework the story for modern players. Now, like I said, Clancy is a hawkish interventionalist attitude on foreign policy is a lot less palatable and fashionable. It just goes, they're just so like, it's like you scared of your art, man. Don't be scared of your art. Your art is to speak louder than words. Why change it? That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you identify yourself. But if you want to get with the times, people don't know you, especially like if you're coming from from a person 20 years ago who first played the game, it's just like you just basically got axed. We got axed from the scene, and to modern day audience, you will get the people, you get players that will play the game, yes, but you're not gonna get your OGs coming through. You're not gonna have it because we're like, I don't know what this is. That you might as well just made a new game that's with the times. Someone else start fresh. Make your own story. Make it unique. Something I can't even stress it out. Fresh. You will have people gravitate. People will gravitate to the game. But if you're trying to remake something else and change it, and it's something that we can't even identify at this point. With that being said, a lot of people are frustrated about the game. So they voice their opinions on Reddit. I don't really visit Reddit like that. It's very rare. I think the guy, he's married with Serena Williams, Venus Williams. I don't even know. But people went to Reddit, and there's a PS5 community on Reddit, and they voiced their opinions. And as far as a moderator, one of the commandments for like just in general in the internet, thou shall not voice their opinions on someone else's platform. You just setting yourself up for failure, and you're just gonna look like an ass. And this is what, and he obviously looked like an ass, not a jackass. And this is what he said, quote, "It was a job posting for fuck's sakes. The only thing more disgusting than the comments on this post is the fact that any of them are sitting with anything approaching positive vote balances. So here how it's going to be." And at first I'm like, okay, this guy seems very neutral. Went to the the second paragraph, and very neutral. Now when I went to the third one, I'm like, well, god damn. And this is what he said: "For far too long we have let these bigots in these comments continue to flood the subreddit with their ignorance in the name of not censoring viewpoints. We have allowed far too many people to continue posting on the subreddit with the bullshit justification of, well, they haven't directly personally attacked anyone, as if simple act of allowing this shit to continue to be posted doesn't directly cause harm to the community. Well, it's not overly racist, as if the only kind of dog whistle is racist is somehow better and not just long-term harmful. We won't allow the subreddit to turn into a cesspool." Speaking of hot fire, boy. "Every time some articles smack of a progressive attitude, we spent hours cleaning out malignant ignorance to the complete lack of attention and care paid to the rest of the subreddit, instead of simply cutting out the source of the rot and getting rid of the people spewing out in the first place." Okay, so he's pretty much he's triggered. He's triggered. So now he's making his final standpoint. That's changing today. If you're reading this comment and thinking that it might apply to you, it does. And this is your invitation to leave the subreddit. "If you encounter the inconceivable notion of video games representing more than straight white men, and your instinct reaction was negative, this is your invitation to leave the subreddit. If you saw some horseshit comment about the diversity quotas and upvoted it, this is your invitation to leave the subreddit." Obviously, I'm not going to read more. You guys can check it out. Link in the description and let me know what you guys think. But obviously, he's triggered. He's being, just as the people he's argumenting to, toxic. Toxic plus toxic equals more toxic. And you're a moderator. I highly advise for you to take a vacation, sir, or ma'am, or whatever, whatever. But the thing is that you just can't do that, man. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to play the 2002 Splinter Cell series games? I'm going to play it most definitely before the, I want to do a comparisons when it comes out. Do a comparisons in my verse 1, verse 2. So I'll probably reflect back to this video. And just let me know, guys. What do you think about this whole modern day audience that's coming into these video games? Me, I think, like, if it can come to video games, it's already in the comic books. I would say just regular books in general will be next. Just altering different things, just altering. It's really unnecessary. We keep the art in the past, and we keep today the art, and for others people in the next 10, 20, 50 years that can reflect on the modern day audience of 2022. Who knows? But anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.